Hi, everyone. This is Key. I have the privilege to be with my friend Bob McKinnon right there. And I really don't need to introduce him. Most of you know my friend. Most of you have a relationship with this man. And what I want to focus you on is most of you don't know the extent and the depth of his podcast. He has a website called realleadershippodcast.com. And in that podcast, you'll find some insights on how in real estate leadership matters, whether you're an agent or a broker. And right now, with COVID-19, with what our country is going through, we need leadership more than any time. So as I work with a lot of our brokers and a lot of our agents, I'm noticing two things, Bob. I'm noticing one group of brokers are leading. They are really taking what's happening now and adapting. I'm seeing another group of brokers who are focusing on simply telling their agents what they cannot do rather than focusing them on what they can do. Can you talk to that idea?
Well, at the heart of leadership, Key, I think the wonderful thing about leadership is there's no one size fits all. I mean, whatever you're doing out in your brokerage, here's what I think that I'm seeing. Um, we are we are fatigued, I believe, Key, on continuing to talk about the COVID-19 and what this is, and I think that what we don't want to do is give power to the problem. The problem is there, and I think what we want to do is to be very affirmative. My father was the kind of a guy that, for me as a kid, when things got uncertain, he became very certain. I mean, he was a very strong-willed man. So, as a family, we kids, my sister and I, we didn't have a clue there was a problem. My dad never. My dad would led us through problems. Now, I think good servant leaders in real estate today don't want to keep talking about the problem. I think that the truth is the opportunity of this is immense. I mean,
Yes.
I can't imagine actually a greater gift than say, why don't you go home for a month and do what? Well, how about think? How about read? How about call? How about connect? I'm thinking that this is a wonderful opportunity, and right from the get-go, I believe leaders have to embrace what is this? Do I want to help feed confusion, or do I want to feed clarity? Now that comes from Richard Flint. I think good leaders, in no matter what, will always want to feed clarity. Okay, so we've got a time here. I'm kind of role playing. We've got a time here where we can sit back and our normal patterns are different. I can use my day differently for a while. Now, let's see what kind of things would be good to do. So, number one, I think it's attitude. In uncertain times, leaders offer certainty. I am certain, by the way, after being in this business 48 years, I am certain that life is still going on out there.
Yep.
There are all of the problems that people face, that they need a bigger house or a littler house. They need their first house. They need their last house. I mean, come on. Life is still going on out there. So is the real estate industry dead and dying? Absolutely not. Because people are not dead and dying. They're living. And their life is still going on. So I'm very optimistic about now. Will the real estate market be damaged forever? Absolutely not. 90 days from now, when we're back, the stock market's going to be raging, real estate's going to be raging. I mean, by God, we're going to be dancing in the streets in 90 days. Why? Because number one, all this bad news is going to go away, and people are going to come outside in the fresh air going, wow, now more than ever I need to get on with my life. So I'm very optimistic. I have no pessimistic in me at all regarding this industry, the stock market, our economy. We will rebound quickly. Therefore, as a leader, I want to focus on clarity,
Yep.
pure and simple. I
So,
want to make sure,
mhm.
uh, and then the second part is to engage with them. But I yield to your questions.
Well, so I'll give you an example. I work with a few agents and brokers that I coach one on one. And what we've designed is what's called the 6 week on ramping. We designed a 6 week on ramping to get 20 listings, 20 listing appointments in the next 6 weeks, but creating an on ramping. So, what I had some of the agents do who are really focused is this is the time to get that listing presentation and dust it up. Update
Yep.
your picture, add the technology that Exit has to your presentation, add your testimonials, show people what you've done, prepare it, get it ready, and rehearse it. So I have them work together and rehearse together. Because I think the biggest victim of real estate right now are the good habits that agents usually are doing right now in the spring. Isn't that what you notice about?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, the simplicity of this business is that if I want to do better in real estate, all I have to do is increase my circle. It's mathematics.
Yes.
Dave Cumby wrote a book called Real, and he put it in his. He said this that a database of 1,000 people properly managed will equal probably 60 to 90 transactions a year. What? Now wait a minute. When I read that key, I thought, are you kidding me? 1,000 names in a database will equal 60 to 90 transactions every year.
Yep.
So I look at a new agent. I'm brand new, and I've got 20 names in my database. Well, out of that 20, maybe you're going to get one sale this year. Now, let's put 40 names in the database. Well, I might get 2 sales. What I'm saying is, it is such a simple business that if I had 20, 40, 60, 100, 200, 300 people in my database, what a fabulous time. See, if I challenge
Yes.
somebody and say, here's the deal. How many people do you have in your database right now? Well, I've got 200. Good. Double it.
Yes.
Double it.
Yes.
Well, how do I do that, Bob? Well, you can buy lists, for crying out loud. You can put rosters of clubs that you're in and people. I mean, I suspect if you had 10 days at home, you could double, maybe triple your database.
You could. Yes. Especially with the
Now,
age of social media.
yes. Now, what I'm, so people say, how do I do better? You increase your circle, the circle of influence, the sphere of influence you have, the number of people that know you're in real estate and practicing it daily is the absolute fertile ground of what you're going to get out of it, which is transactions, listings, and sales. Therefore, if I've only got 2 acres, I'm not going to have a lot of crops, but what I need is 200 acres.
Correct.
And what a great time to be doing that. Great time to be doing it.
So, Bob, there is a misconception in real estate when agents and brokers hear the word leadership. A lot of agents think leadership, oh, that's my broker. And me, I'm the follower of the leadership of my broker. I totally understand that brokers have a necessity to develop the muscle of leadership. But I argue that leadership matters to agents. Can you talk about that?
John Maxwell's definition of leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Now let's think about that. Influence. Are we influencing our families, our kids, our friends? The truth is, every soul is in a leadership category. You're there to influence someone else. I've got a practice of real estate. I've just started. Let's say I've only been in this business a year. Who's in charge of what you do and what the product is? You are. You are the leader of it. Pure and simple. And until you buy into that, my broker, Exit Realty, if your success is attached to something external, I'm telling you, it's going to take you much longer. Your success should be attached to everything internal. I am in charge here. It is my job to influence my marketplace to where they know I'm here. I have to influence the people in my database to know what I do and why it's important to them. I have to influence. So when you take the definition, it's influence, nothing more, nothing less.
That's right.
But that means I am in leadership. So I'm looking straight at you. You are in charge. You are the leader of your enterprise. And the more people you can influence, the better.
Well, I could not have said it better. Guys, you are in charge of your business, and you're hearing somebody who comes from 48 years of real estate knowledge, mindset. I think leadership matters to all of us. And I want Bob to, we want to end this podcast, this video cast, with a message of hope. What message do you want to leave our Exit Nation with, Bob?
This has been the greatest single opportunity to engage with people in new and unique ways I've ever seen in my life. The one unique thing about this virus whole experience, as I've observed it, is that, my Lord, I didn't know what I could do with Zoom. I mean, I didn't know what I could do with just a phone call. I would say the advice I give is stay engaged. Brokers, come on, have a Zoom call every morning. How are you doing? Start from the heart. Where are you? You know, is everybody in your family okay? Good. Now, here's a couple of tips for you. See, I think daily spoon feeding, you know, here's an idea today that possibly there's 5 people, if you call, could really make a difference in your life. Call those 5 today. You see, that's called engagement. Real estate leadership is very, very exposed. I could be the CEO of a big corporation and never leave the boardroom, never leave my office. You wouldn't even know I'm here. And I may be leading the corporation. Real estate, no way. This is and always will be a very people-oriented and exposed business. I am going to rise or fall as a real estate leader on my engagement with you. And I cannot avoid it. I've got to engage, connect, talk, listen, and learn. I'm also finding out, Key, that I have a list right here of 20 people that I'm calling every day. I'm only getting to 8 of them. You know why? The conversations are longer. They're more meaningful. They're deeper. I'm amazed at but you see, that's my discipline. I've got my list. I'm going to talk to 20 people a day. Now, I don't list or sell real estate, but I am developing a large circle of influence of people that I can help and build their careers. So 20 people a day I'm trying to touch. And I'm finding it very rewarding right now. So my advice is engage. Engage.
Well, I'm
Brokers,
gonna. Go ahead.
Engage with your agents every day. Regional owners, engage with your franchisees. Agents, engage with your buyers, your sellers, your your team members. Engage. This is a time to be right there, up close and personal.
And I want to give them one more thing to do, if you don't mind. That website, realleadershippodcast.com. I promise you, if you picked one podcast a day for the next 30 days and just listen to Bob have conversations of leadership and engagement with other people, you do that for the next 30 days. First, you will cleanse your mind. Your mind will
Yes.
be in the right place. And second, what happens is you will become on purpose. You will go, let's get to work. Let me do my plan. This is what I want to do today. Let's make a difference. I really want our Exit Nation to take on listening to the podcast that Bob has, realleadershippodcast.com. Pick one a day. It will do you good. It's almost like a good soup when you are ill. Just have that. It will be good for you. Bob, you're a good man. You're a great leader. We thank you for helping us stay the course.
Well, God bless all of you. Let's keep on. We're right. Let's engage, and this will be done before we know it.